Hello my Plasma Pikachus, it's your boy Zionic Blader and it is time to rank all of the Garganoid Ultras. Garganoid Ultra has been released in all factions now, so we are going to be ranking them from worst to best. We are looking at their overall stats, their evolutions, and their place in decks. Let's get to it. Number 6. Pyrus Garganoid Ultra. Right out of the gate, base Pyrus Garganoid Ultra has some of the lowest stats out of all the Garganoid Ultras released. His cost to evolve is a bit high for the stats that you get in return. At first glance, the Victor ability of drawing until you get as many cards as your opponent sounds pretty good. However, the fact that it is a Victor ability means that you will be matching your opponent's hand at the end of the turn, which is most likely not going to be as much. It's also super situational. You could be lucky and be facing someone with a deck that has a lot of draws, or you could be facing someone playing a Fury deck. As for its core lineup, there are Pyrus Bakugan with the same core lineup that outclass it, so there really isn't much reason to have this guy in your team. Number 5. Darkus Garganoid. Darkus Garganoid Ultra in its base form is already outclassed by other Darkus Bakugan with Shield and or Green Fist cores in their lineup. It gets worse when you see how expensive its evolutions are. The Diamond evolution is outclassed by Hyper Nihilus Ultra, and the Maximus evolution, while it does have a cool effect that lets you play it in the discard pile, at 8 energy to evolve, it is way too high to use, considering that there are much stronger evolved Bakugan out there that cost less to play, which is an absolute shame because Diamond Garganoid Ultra looks really cool in its toy form. Number 4. Ventus Garganoid Ultra. Its base stats are nothing special. It does bring in a Magic Shield core, so that's a plus. Where things get interesting is with its evolutions. It has a Hyper evolution at 1 cost to evolve, but it's not really worth putting into a deck. Its Maximus evolution, however, seems like a really fun strategy to play with. It gets 100 B power for each energy card you have. In a turbo deck, this guy is fun to play with. Sprinkle in some Pyrus momentary energy cards like Song of Fire or Power Ritual, and you can get some pretty high numbers. Though I wouldn't rely on a Bakugan like this, as you're going to need at least 10 energy to make the 5 cost to evolve even worth it. And even then, at 5 energy, you should be hitting higher numbers than that. Ventus Fangzor Ultra is a better Ventus Bakugan with a Green Fist, and Ventus Pegatrix is a better Ventus Bakugan with a Magic Shield. So if you want a Bakugan that's more reliable with the exact same core lineup, Ventus Serpentines Ultra is a good pick, and has a really nice effect where you can energize all your energy when it opens. Number 3. Now, these next 2 Bakugan on the list, depending on your preferences, can be swapped. For me, however, I'm going to place Aquos Garganoid Ultra in 3rd. Aquos Garganoid Ultra is pretty mediocre in its base form, but when it evolves, it has a really interesting Victor effect that allows you to copy your next action card, which is essentially like playing 2 of the same card for the cost of 1. Unfortunately, the copy effect only works the same turn as your Victor, limiting on what you can do. But you can make some pretty good combos with this effect, like drawing 4 cards with Think Again, or doubling the damage boost that you get from cards like Meteoric Lance. Number 2. Haos Garganoid Ultra. This Bakugan is a must-have for any hero deck, making it possible to have 1200 B power in its hyper form if it meets the requirements for only 3 energy to evolve. Hero-specific decks need more support to become a real threat, but when it does, you can count on Haos Garganoid being great for it. In my opinion, most of the Garganoid Ultras are kind of a letdown. You get these menacing looking monsters, but almost all of them are too slow for my taste. Either their evolutions cost too much, or they need to reach certain requirements to be good. However, there is one Garganoid that is incredibly powerful and can overwhelm your opponent fast. Of course, the definitive number 1 on this list is Aurelus Garganoid Ultra. Landing on a Fire Fist in its base form can have it reach over 1100 B power. Play this guy in the first turn and almost always your opponent won't have an answer for it. It gets even more insane with its evolution. Only 3 costs to evolve and you can reach over 1600 B power. This guy is definitely a must-have for decks with a fair amount of Fire Fist cores. And it's leagues better than the rest of the Garganoids. Anyways, this is Zionic Blader. I'd like to thank Latherna and Gamralix2040 for answering questions late at night, which were important for this list to be made. Agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, comment below what Bakugan you want me to rank next, as Garganoid Ultra was chosen because of recommendations from the viewers. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Or don't, I'm not the boss of you. Bye-bye.